औज़ बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। एक बात गौर से सुन लीजिए और समझ लीजिए कि ये जो हम पीपीएससी के पेपर सॉल्व कर रहे हैं, पास पेपर, ये तमाम पीपीएससी की पोस्ट के लिए होते हैं। ठीक है, कोई एक पोस्ट के लिए ये पेपर नहीं होते, ये जनरल प्रिपरेशन होती है आपकी। आप इसी बुक में से प्रिपेयर करके तमाम पोस्ट के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं और उनके टेस्ट की तैयारी कर सकते हैं। तो लिहाजा जो रिसेंट चल रही हैं वो कैनाल पटवारी और लिटरेसी मोबिलाइजर जैसी सीट्स हैं या वैकेंसीज हैं, उनके लिए जिन्होंने अप्लाई किया हुआ है, ये उनके लिए वीडियो ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल हैं। लेकिन पीपीएससी की तमाम सीट्स के लिए ये बेनिफिशियल हैं और इन्हीं में से ही पेपर आता है।
औज़ बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अस्सलाम वालेकुम। Stock exchange is known as dash market for securities. The correct option is option B, secondary market. Right shares are the shares. The correct option is option A, offered to the existing equity shareholders. Net profit ratio is the correct option is option D, profitability ratio. Liquid ratio is also known as ratio. The correct option is option C, asset test. In his traditional role, the finance manager is responsible for. The correct option is option A, arrangement of financial resources. Control of financial planning is key responsibility of. The correct option is option A, treasury management. Having some overall goal in mind, financial management is concerned with. The correct option is option D, all of these. Financing of assets, acquisition of assets, and management of assets. The correct option will be the D, all of these. Bonds with longer maturities generally have dash interest rate risk. The correct option is option A, higher. Patents, copyrights, and trademarks are. The correct option is option B, intangible assets. When the coupon rate is less than the required rate of return, the discount on the bond dash as maturity approaches. The correct option is option B, decreases. Which of the following is not a current asset? The correct option is option D, preliminary expenses. Money market is an dash in which only short-term debt instruments maturity less than 1 year are traded. The correct option is option A, financial market. NAFTA, NAFTA stands for. The correct option is option A, North American Free Trade Agreement. R dash is a potential obligation that may arise from an event that has not yet occurred. The correct option is option B, contingent liability. Contribution margin is also known as. The correct option is option A, marginal income. A series of constant cash flows that occur at the end of each period for some fixed number of period is called. The correct option is option A, ordinary annuity. Process of verifying the documentary evidences of transaction are known as. The correct option is option B, vouching. Zero coupon bond is also known as. The correct option is option A, deep discount bond. An efficient market hypothesis states all public information which is reflected in current market prices is classified as. The correct option is option C, semi-strong efficiency. The firm operate produce market all over the world is called. The correct option is option B, global firm. A feasibility study considered all of the aspects of project including. The correct option is option D. All of these. Availability of time and capacity, financial resources, market demand. Land revenue assigned to Jagirdar used for. The correct option is option A. Agriculture income purposes. A market for wholesale loans and deposits trades between banks is called. The correct option is option A. Interbank market. Government made policy for the industrial sector is called. The correct option is option B. Industrial policy. Which one of the following becomes a creative factor in production? The correct option is option B. Capital. Which factor has been the most rapidly changing component in an organization's general environment in the past quarter century? The correct option is option C. Technological. The main operation expenses of a business are termed as. The correct option is option A. Operating expense. The primary objective of cost accounting is to. The correct option is option A. Ascertain the cost of goods and services. Agency theory suggests that managers, the agents, particularly those of large publicly owned firms, may have different objectives for those of the. The correct option is option D. Shareholders. Inventory period plus accounts receivable period is called. The correct option is option B. Operating cycle. Fixed assets turnover ratio is a. The correct option is option C. Turnover ratio. The following factor would be relatively low if supply of labor is higher than demand. The correct option is option C. Which dash is the phase of an audit where the auditor gathers sample to identify any material misstatements in the client's accounting records or other data. The correct option is option A. Substantive testing. Balance sheet shows. The correct option is option B. The financial position of particular date. Income statement is also known as. The correct option is option C. Balance sheet. Monopolistic competition differs from perfect competition primarily because the correct option is option A. Monopolistic competition firms can differentiate their products. A nationwide electronic funds transfer network which enables participating banks, financial institutions to distribute electronic credit and debit entries to bank accounts and to settle such entries is termed as. The correct option is option B. Clearing house. The maximum amount beyond which a company is not allowed to raise funds by issue of shares is called. The correct option is option C. Nominal capital. Ratio of net profit before interest and tax to sales is. The correct option is option C. Operating profit ratio. The capital budgeting in which we check in how many years initial investment is covered is called. The correct option is option C. Payback period. Variable manufacturing overhead. VMOH, fixed manufacturing overhead. FMOH is a part of. The correct option is option B. Manufacturing overhead cost. We can remove height border of shape by selecting. The correct option is option B. No outline. The best way to insert a new slide in a presentation is to use the correct option is option C. Slide sorter view. Which of the following pan is not available in task pan. The correct option is option C. Word art. The term depletion applies to decrease in value of. The correct option is option B. Wasting asset. Assets are usually shown in balance sheet at. The correct option is option A. Unexpired cost. What is the shortcut key for manual line break in MS Word? The correct option is option B. Shift plus enter. A joint stock company is managed by. The correct option is option D. Board of Directors. Which of the following are actions you can assign to an action button or slide object? The correct option is option D. All of these. Dash is the aggregate of direct material cost, direct labor cost, and direct expenses. The correct option is option A. Prime cost. Guarantee made by company bank to foreign bank for import is called. The correct option is option B. Letter of credit. Implicit cost is also known as. The correct option is option C. National cost. What does 5 star 2 in Word? The correct option is option A. 5 rows, 2 columns. What happens if you select first and second slide and then click on new slide button on toolbar? The correct option is option C. A new slide is inserted as third slide in presentation. Who coined the name of United Nations? The correct option is option B. F.D. Roosevelt. Bank passbook is also known as. The correct option is option D. Bank statement. Which statement is correct? Agency conflict is minimized by. The correct option is option B. Both are correct. Residual value is the. The correct option is option B. Value of asset at the end of its useful life. Which bank gave monetary policy in Pakistan? The correct option is option A. State Bank of Pakistan. P over V ratio shows the dash ratio. The correct option is option B. Profit and volume. Which item come under financial activities in cash flow? The correct option is option D. All of these. Redemption of preference share, issue of preference share, insert paid, all of these. In latest generation computer, the instructions are executed. The correct option is option C. Both A and B parallel sequentially. Cash budget include. The correct option is option D. All of these. Dividend payable, postal expenditure, issue of capital. Which of following is a revenue reserve? The correct option is option A. Security premium account. Where is RAM located? The correct option is option A. Motherboard. Pakistan first participated in the Olympic Games in. The correct option is option B. 1948. Samula Khan was the player of. The correct option is option B. Hockey. Market control process consists. The correct option is option D. All of these. Foreign overdraft is a. The correct option is option A. Current liability. The statement of cash flow clarifies cash flows according to. The correct option is option B. Operating, investing, and financing activities. Microeconomics theory is also known as. The correct option is option A. Price theory. The basic financial statement include. The correct option is option D. All of these. Which of the following is not an element of computer spreadsheet interface? The correct option is option C, pencil work. Which of the following is an absolute cell reference? The correct option is option D, $A$1. Performance measurement is, the correct option is option B, the process of quantifying action. The process of quantifying action. The slide that is used to introduce a topic and set the tone for the presentation is called the correct option is option C, title slide. When WW2 ended, इसका मतलब है World War II ended. The correct option is option B, 1945. Dash is a Pakistani jurist who has been Justice of the Islamabad High Court, IHC. The correct option is option B, Lubna Salim. The parties to joint venture are called. The correct option is option C, co-ventures. The primary purpose of an operating system is, the correct option is option A, to make the most efficient use of the computer hardware. Income for property held under trust for charitable or religious purpose is, the correct option is option A, exempted from tax. Verification of value of assets, liabilities, the balance of reserves, provisions, and the amount of profit earned or loss suffered a firm is called. The correct option is option C, balance sheet audit. Undistributed profits are also known as, the correct option is option D, all of these. Corporative saving, retained earning, general reserve. The concept of reliability refers to, the correct option is option C, consistency of scores. The difference between assets and liabilities is called as, the correct option is option B, capital. Financial planning for long-term and seasonal expenses. The correct option is option B, wars. A smart tag will be removed from a cell when, the correct option is option D, the data in cell is changed or deleted. Which of the following you can paste selectively using paste special command? The correct option is option D, all of these. Validation, formats, and formulas. Leadership motivates the people to work and not the power of money. This concept is relates to, the correct option is option B, custodial model. A speech made without preparation is, the correct option is option A, extempore. Antonym of bean is, the correct option is option A, attached. A current account surplus implies that, the correct option is option A, the country is a net lender to the rest of the world. Which of the following is not an element of credit policy? The correct option is option C, sales price. Dash is a type of preferred stock that provides a greater guarantee of dividend payments to its holders. The correct option is option A, cumulative preferred stock. Dash is a type of computer memory that can retain stored information even after power is removed. The correct option is option B, non-volatile memory. Electronic magnified information is called. The correct option is option D, none of these. The dash is the rate of interest an investor, saver, or lender receives or expects to receive after allowing for inflation. The correct option is option B. Real interest rate. The first network was called. Correct option is option C. ARPANET. The net present value is. The correct option is option A. Is calculated by discounting all cash flows to present value and subtracting outflows from inflows. Wait for the next video coming soon. Inshallah. Allah Hafiz.